Hello, my DevNation friends. How are you doing? I'm so happy to be back for a new year of DevNation show. So that is our first show of 2022. So I hope you all had a great break. It was already a long time ago since we are in February, but I hope you relax and that you rest well. I took a 3-week PTO, so I'm full of energy and I'm so happy to be back. So a lot of people already in the chat. I see that Sun is there, and Sun is also saying happy open source day. Yeah, we will talk about that. And we have Maximilian, who Azif from India. Hey, Aurélie from live from Grenoble from SnowCon conference. Awesome from the hotel. She had an awesome talk today, where she was dressed like a unicorn to talk about DevRel. I really need to watch it. No, it was not recorded, but anyway, we will see that later. Anyway, today my guest, I will bring it on stage in a few seconds. I'm really happy. Had a lot of fun with him during conferences. You probably remember that. But today we will talk about open source Java, cloud, Java in the cloud, and more. How can open source help you to boost your career? For me, it really was the changing point for my career. So maybe for Otavio as well, we will ask him. So without any wait, let me bring him on stage. There he is. Hello.
Hello, Sebastien. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah.
Hello, son. Happy Open Source Day.
Yeah. And
Here
oh,
comes the sun.
yeah,
Uh,
and Sunny was working for a long time for Eclipse J and Eclipse and Sun. That also always made me fan. The Eclipse from the Sun. Okay, bad joke, but anyway, sorry, Sun. We have Alp from Turkey. John Jero Hernandez from Colombia. Wow, awesome! I love this show
wow.
because we have people all around the world. Hey, Otavio, I always ask this to my guest. Introduce yourself. Take the time you want. The stage is yours.
Okay, my name is Otávio. Next. The time that
Okay.
I want to, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't want to do it in 5 seconds. But my name is Otávio Santana. I'm from Brazil. Right now I'm living in Portugal. I met Sebastien a couple conference where we were the singers and back vocal and play some guitar sometimes. Right now I live in a small city that is Leiria. The people usually ask me why, because I enjoy conference. It basically I moved to Leiria because Portugal is like a middle of the earth, right? Leiria is little closer to the airport, the international airport. So this way, I can go faster to German, can go easily to US and Brazil. So basically, I enjoy conference enough. I love to do presentation. That's why I decided to be almost the middle of the earth.
Wow, that's crazy. That's conference-driven living. So we have
Yes, something like
conference-driven
that.
development. You did conference-driven living. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yes, I mean that's a nice opportunity to learn. A lot of people ask me why do I enjoy conference, and basically that's an opportunity to learn. I remember my first time that I went to JavaOne,
Yeah,
and I stayed the whole time the hot garden because I was able to learn about Java with the Java committers. I was, I remember the time that somebody helped me to do my first commit in the Hot Garden. That was amazing. I had a class about how everything works internally on that Hot Garden. It's impossible to have this kind of private class for free, right? I
exactly.
mean, in the
Yeah.
presentation, the person was able to go deep and show code, go deep, and I was able to do exactly questions that I want to. It's like a private presentation, a private class. So
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And like you say, having the opportunity to meet the committers of projects and just sit at the
Yes.
same table as them and just work on a pull request with them and discuss stuff. People don't realize the chance that we have to
Yes.
do that. And so yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. Um, so let's talk about since you talk about Garten. Usually you work on open source projects for that, and since it's open source day, let's discuss a bit about open source. Um, do you remember the first contribution that you did to open source?
Oh, yes. I
Yeah.
remember that. It was a product in the beginning that nobody cares. At that time, it was delivery from Facebook to Apache Foundation.
Okay.
It was a database that it was unfamous, especially because on that time, a lot of people were using SQL database. NoSQL means something like no SQL. And yes, if you're able to link the points, I'm talking about Cassandra at the
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, so
And it was amazing because my English is bad, but it was worse, much, much worse. And the Google Translator today is perfect if you compare to 5, 7 years ago. And it was amazing how I could communicate with people because on that time I could not speak English very well, and I was a developer Google Translator driven. Basically, everything that I'd like to do to ask, I need to do the double check with Google Translator. And
okay.
then I tried before Cassandra. I tried a couple of times to do a commit in Linux core,
Oh,
but it was hard because a lot of people thought my favorite language is Java, but it's not true. My favorite language is C++.
oh, really?
Yes. And I tried the first famous open source product that was Linux. I was refused. And then I tried the second biggest product that run C++, that was Java. And I was warm welcome there. It was amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, the people tried to help me. I remember open source community who tried to speak Portuguese, and to us, it's difficult, but it's normal. We are French, I'm Brazilian, to learn a second language.
Yeah.
When an American learn a second language, whoa, it's a mind blowing moment. And
Exactly.
a American person started to learn Portuguese to help me to do my first commit. That was amazing.
Wow.
Yes.
Community is amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
community
yeah,
is
yeah.
amazing. And then I met Paul Sandos and more committers in the Open JDK product.
Yeah.
And and then I went to several products, and then I went to specifications,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, I saw that. If people, you know what? Let me while we are talking, let me share your Twitter account because on your Twitter account there's also the link to your personal website, and on your personal website there's a lot of stuff. All what you have done, all your awards. It's really impressive. Impressive.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The Jukes. Oh yeah, maybe we can talk about the Jukes award because maybe people don't know exactly what a Juke award is. So, can you tell us a bit about a Juke
Okay,
award?
probably if you have no idea about Duke, you probably saw movies, right? A movie has award and an Oscar. And Duke award is exactly the same idea. And I strong believe, I'm not sure if somebody can double check that, the people who created the the Oscar statue is the same company who created the Duke Star Awards.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
that's some crazy
The same
info. Yeah,
material. Okay, let me check. Let me try to take here. 1 second.
yeah.
1 second. Whoa. Whoops.
Oh, there he is.
It's the same material as a wood, right? So this one here. And let's stay with me here for a couple of moments.
Yeah.
And it's a nice award because it's hard to receive. It was a community effort, and in a couple 3 years, we received several community projects. For example, Eclipse with MicroProfile, Jakarta EE. I received this one here from Community Awards. Uh, it's hard to receive, but you enjoy because it's not just you; it's the whole community that you are
Yeah.
representing.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
represent when you receive it. You represent the whole community that has worked
Yes,
on that
exactly.
project, and yeah. I totally. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
and I also remember my first time that I went to JavaOne because my English was terrible. My English was terrible, 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 and I went to my first JavaOne with Edson Yanaga.
yeah.
I'm not sure if he is here right now,
Well,
and I
has,
went to
he has a meeting, but he will join maybe later.
yes, we went Mexico and then US. So we
Yeah.
need to two custom process. We took like 2 hours in each process, so 4 hours. And my first presentation was terrible because I tried to memorize, I tried to remember everything, and I was scared of two moments of the presentation or two situations. Situation number one, everybody does not understand me. That was a big loss to me. Situation number two, everybody was able to understand me and do questions. So I was in the lose and lose situation because if nobody understand me, if everybody understand me to make more questions, I'm not able to answer because I need to memorize. And that was funny because I remember that my first time that I went to Starbucks. Again, I need to memorize everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to go there. I want croissant chocolate. Let's put in the line. And then next, and then it was me. And then I say, hey, hello, I want croissant chocolate. And the attendant said something quickly that I have no idea what she said at that time. And then, okay, sorry, could you say again? And then quickly again. And then I look behind me. We had like a huge line, like 10 people.
You get
And then,
stressed.
oh my gosh, what should I do? What should I go? Oh. And then I did the thing that I believe everybody did in your life when you started to study English. I just said yes to everything. The question was about if to pay by credit card or by cash, and then say yes. To here or to go? Yes. Warm or cold? Yes. And then I received a thing completely different that I want to. I expected a crushed some chocolate, and then I received some ciamoros to it, something like that. That was the terrible moment and so fun sometime.
Yeah. We all had this moment, and but
Yes.
yeah, and the thing is, as you said, once you embrace the community, but your English will improve by itself because well, you go to conferences, you do party with friends,
Yeah.
you have to give talks, so yeah, it will improve over the time, and
Yeah, that's fine because that time I could see my English is terrible, but I could see that I need to improve my English to communicate well with more people to break down the silos. And I don't know if Karna is here, but every presentation that I usually do, I usually put a slide about break down the silos because to me, software is more than code. It's people to people from people.
yeah,
So the communication is the highest point of your career. It doesn't matter if you're going to be a manager, an architect, a distinguished engineer. You must to focus in communication, and that's why I decided to learn more language.
yeah,
I went to Spanish, Italian, and then French.
yeah. French.
Yes,
Okay, so we can switch over to French now for the
oui, oui, nous
oui oui.
pouvons faire.
Oh,
Maintenant,
pardon.
if you will.
Well, there's at least one. Well, there's at least son I know really that will understand us. But and I'm just looking because people are joining from everywhere. I see from Canada, Tunisia,
Oh,
Shakib. Oh,
Tunisia.
maybe Shakib would understand us from Tunisia. A lot of people speak French there.
And
Uh,
Canada as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Guatemala. Wow, cool.
Guatemala.
That's really cool. And and Maximilian is asking if you want to learn Cantonese. Do you want to learn that?
Oh, in the future, maybe. Because the hardest thing about language is not to learn, but to keep. Because you need to
Practicing.
practice
You
live
need to practice
every day.
every.
Otherwise, you're gonna lose. You're
Yeah,
gonna lose this ability.
yeah, 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 yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Hey, that was some funny stories. But what we can, the takeaway is what you said at the end is that the most important skills in our, well, in a lot of jobs, but in IT, is communication. Okay. And as you said, doesn't matter if you want to be an engineer, an ops, and dev advocate, and manager. Communication is key. Okay, because in the end, like you said, it's only humans interacting together. We're using
Yes,
machines, of course, but in the end, we are just humans.
that's my
Yeah, yeah,
that's my point, right? I mean, when I decided to go to university, I decided to use to graduate engineer because okay, I will go to become engineer because I don't want to talk with people, and that was my biggest mistake in my whole career because in the future was able to see that uh, we need to communicate. Okay, I want to become a design engineer. We need to teach people to become an engineer. You need to share knowledge. You
mm,
need to share what you know. You need to share ideas, your architect solution. You need to make clear points. Otherwise, it's
yeah,
gonna lose. It's another good skill that you will learn if you join to open source community.
yeah, yeah. That's yeah. So that's a good advice for open source. Um, maybe what would be your advice if we keep just open source for someone that never did some open source? Do you have a top three of advices of tips on how someone could enter the open source community? I know there's not just one answer, but what are your are
Ah,
there anything
okay.
that you want to share about that?
My first advice is choose a product that you like to learn more for some reason, or because I don't know, you like to create a J music or something like that, and join, introduce yourself in the main list, and then watch a little bit uh, before do any kind of integration. You can do review, you can reply some answers, some questions, because this way you will be able to understand how this community work.
Yeah.
And then my secret to go quickly and become a committer is do whatever nobody wants to do. And what is that? Documentation. We as developers does not care about documentation, right? So go there, read the documentation, try to reproduce everything that's there, and fix because some things might not be clear, and then go to the code, do more tests. It's impossible to refuse more test cover in the open source product. Okay, I'm gonna refuse your test. Come on, man, why? It's more quality, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
uh, and then you can go to more in the core. For example, you can upgrade, for example, right now Java is Java 17,
Mhm.
and the JVM has API as well. So you can help to move the whole JVM API to use Java 17. I remember a commit that I did a long, long time ago. That's a huge amount of lines in the OpenJDK. Uh, I believe that was 5,000 lines in the OpenJDK,
Whoa.
and it was a replace between builder and string buffer. Basically, at that time was Java 8,
Yeah.
and we need to replace, right? buffer to builder, and the security API and the swing API and so on. So because of that, I was able to do a huge commit in the OpenJDK, and it increased the performance if you are using security API in Java, just
Wow.
because of that.
Yeah, yeah. That's a huge reward if you once your commit is integrated. It's awesome.
Yes, I
Yeah,
remember also I did something really, really silly. For example, right now we have a guarantee that a Boolean has only two instances, one to true or one
yeah.
to false. Basically, what did I do? I create a PR to avoid to do a new Boolean. So right now it's using Boolean value off. So right
Mhm.
now it's using two, and the JVM should have only two instances of Boolean, one to true, another one to false. And it was a
Small
small
thing that.
change
Yeah,
that
yeah.
increased the performance that allow me to go in the OpenJDK core, for example.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I, 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 I love everything that you said. The first part is when you join the community, take some time to feel how the community is to be behaves. You learn to. You learn the people. You know, oh, this one is really nice. Oh, this one he has really strong opinion. I must be careful with him. But he seems nice. But let me be careful. And then do the things that that people don't want to do. Yeah, documentation, writing test, or sometimes just reporting bugs is also already
Yes,
contributing.
it's a huge contribution as well. So you can write articles, write blog posts about any kind of technology.
Mm,
And remember, um, a lot of people relate contribution directly in the code, but
yeah,
if you write an article, it's amazing.
it's contribution. Yeah, yeah.
And don't think only to the community, think about yourself. I mean, your life, you need to write documentation, you need to write a report to your boss.
Mm-mm.
If you don't speak English, that's an amazing opportunity to you go and then use English, practice English in your free time.
Yeah,
As Aurelia said, practice, practice,
practice.
and
Practice.
practice is the key.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
can explore the open source world to help everybody and also take advantage to yourself as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a win-win. And
It's a
it
win-win
could be
situation.
it could and it could be writing an article. It could also do a screencast and put it on YouTube and do it in English. That's the advice I give to people because it's not a live stream. You can write a script and you can record several times and you can try
Yes.
to do on a tool that you like. And it can be only 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you write a script in English, and then you do it in English. You upload it, and yeah, that's also contribution.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And don't wait until you become perfect because there is no perfect situation. There is no perfect pronunciation. So everybody has your own accent.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
British,
yeah,
French, a Brazilian. So
yeah,
the whole point is it must be understandable to everybody.
yeah,
Don't wait until you become perfect. Oh, okay,
yeah,
you
yeah,
look like I don't know,
yeah,
American or British. It doesn't matter. If
yeah,
everybody is able to understand you, go
yeah.
ahead and upload.
We come back to communication.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And Sun is saying because Sun has contributed a lot to Eclipse J and to other developers tools. He said
yes.
contributing to developers tool is really great. You feel like it's improving your own coding productivity. Yeah, that's true because um yeah, I love it. And Karen, hi Karen, is saying if there is asking if there's any special subject or general today in the show. Now, we are here, we chat. We started to talk about open source, um, about how to join the open source, and maybe now we can let's talk a bit about Java. No, because
Oh
you're
no, nobody
okay. Let's
loves
talk about
Java.
C plus plus then.
Oh, okay. This one is a good one.
No, no, but that's an interesting one because you said your preferred language is C plus plus. So you learned that, or was it a joke, or was it for real,
No, that was
or
true.
it was true?
I
Okay,
went to software engineer, and
yeah,
C++ is a language closer to the machine and understandable in the high level or middle level of code
yeah,
level. And then I found Java and I enjoyed Java because it's closer to C++. Uh,
Yeah.
right
Okay.
now, I'm half Java. I enjoy Go because it's
Go.
close to to
Okay.
C++.
That's yeah. Already will be happy because she loves Go
Yes,
and she writes a lot of articles about Go. Okay.
yes,
And
in
Rust
Java.
and Rust because did I pronounce it well? Rust, Rust.
Oh yeah, yeah, you did Rest.
Rust. Do you did you try it out? Because that's the new cool kid. No,
No,
no, no.
I tried, but I didn't like it. I don't know if I'm become old, but I still enjoying the orient objected
Yeah.
paradigm. And I saw several articles about Java. Okay, why did you should leave? Why
Oh
should
yeah.
you leave Java? Oh, because object. But
Yeah.
object
Or
to me is
Java.
amazing,
Yeah.
because yes, it's complex to understand. You need to study a little bit more. But once you get there, your code you be so fancy, readable, clean. You're able to create split by layers, tiers, and everything thanks to package, object, and design partners.
Yeah. No, I agree. I love Java as well, and just people say, yeah, well, you should leave Java, or the other thing is Java is dying. And I remember when I started working in 2004, people were already saying that, oh, Java is dying.
Yeah.
um, Java about Java. So you mentioned Java 17. So you are following every release. Well, uh, every time that a new release is out, you try out all the new things. You play with all the new features of the language. Yeah.
Yes. I usually jump between LTS, and yes, Java 17, this newest LTS I'm running.
Okay. Yeah.
But on production right now, I just have Java 11, where we are looking to upgrade to Java 17. I
17.
believe in more 2 months or three
2 months.
months.
Okay. Yeah. And what are the features that you prefer in the new? So it started with Java 15, 17. So is it records, sealed interfaces, or multi-line strings? I think something like that, or the strings?
Multi-line strings, I hate so much because it's making impression that you are able to put strings and query with strings, and I
Yeah.
usually avoid that because especially to junior, right? So
Yeah.
there
Yeah. Yeah.
might be some SQL injection by
Yeah.
mistake because of that.
Oh yeah. But you
Uh,
can put nice YAML content now.
yeah, you can put a nice ammo, but let's face it, it's much better when you have this kind of U string outside the code. You can
Yeah.
read.
Yeah. I
Right now
totally.
we have
Yeah.
Eclipse microprofile configuration. We have Spring configuration, Micronaut
Yeah.
configuration.
Yeah.
Why should I put a U string inside my code? I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know. I don't like this idea.
And so, what is the stuff that you like then? In the
I enjoy records. It's a
oh yeah,
good one because I'm multiple and I'm able to
yeah,
create multiple transfer object easily instead of create a final class
yeah.
and
And
everything
it's short.
around.
And it's short. I'm lazy. I
Yes,
love it.
short.
Just one line and you're done.
Yes, I enjoy that as well, especially
Yeah.
because it save more time. Save time. Uh, I still not sure. I'm watching the discussion about should JPA support record or not. I'm still not sure about the discussion,
Okay.
but it's like uh, a fancy feature that you're gonna probably will use soon. As soon you have Java 17.
Yeah. Okay. And are there stuff that is not yet integrated, but how it's called? Um,
Yes, please leave Lombok.
Lombok, Panama. There's
Retire this. I hate it
what is
so
the?
much, especially the data annotation,
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
it creates a dynamic model,
yeah.
and every time that I saw a at a data annotation in somebody codes is it implies to some dynamic model or loose couple, this kind of thing. So
Yeah, yeah,
please
yeah, yeah.
try to avoid Lombok.
Lombok, yeah. avoid Lombok. Uh, let me treat that. No. And, and what about stuff? I don't remember the project that which is not yet in, but that will use these threads in an efficient way with fibers. Is it Panama project or
Yeah, the
um,
Panama.
Panama?
It's
Yeah,
a
right.
virtual thread, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a great feature.
Yeah.
I enjoy. I'm watching the discussion around it, especially because to be easier to create virtual threads or green threads if you are a Python developer. The whole idea is instead of I just have a native threads, I'm able to create some simulate threads on my JVM if without the system operation knows about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And again, we have trade-offs on that discussion, right?
Always. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
Because I know there's some discussion with the people that are working on reactive, and
yes, exactly.
but so okay. Um,
It's
since we're
lighter. It's
yeah,
lighter.
it's lighter,
But
and that's a good transition for me. We are speaking how to make Java more efficient. Java and the cloud.
whoa.
So, do you do you use Kubernetes, for instance?
Yes,
Yeah.
unfortunately, everybody does right now.
So you said internet. You so you was it hard for you to learn or
Kubernetes, yes,
yeah?
is impossible to put that in production alone. That's why
Okay.
um, I
You
have some couple of products. I have a company that I'm working right now. That's Zub Innovation. Also, I do some custom service, and in this concept service, we prefer to have a team to do the operations in this kind of thing because the developer is not a it's not a good play to handle the code and also the operation.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Okay.
it was so hard to manage. That's why right now I'm strong believe in platform as a service.
Yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah.
it saves
Um,
us a lot of time, especially if you. It's okay if you don't know everything.
oh
Nobody
no,
knows everything,
it's
and okay,
uncomfortable. Yeah,
delegate to somebody else.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I usually said in my presentation about what cloud is to me, and basically it's somebody else's problem. You pay to somebody else to solve this to you. So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yes, you pay hardware to somebody else, handle to you and pass. You pay the hardware and the operation to somebody else to you
Yeah.
focus in software development.
No, I agree. I agree. People, there are good people to know how to manage, to provide you a Kubernetes managed for you, and there are some nice tools now for a developer to deploy your workloads there. So yeah, cloud native. What is for you? What is the definition for you of a cloud native application?
Uh, I love the Emmanuel Bernard definition. It's a
Oh,
new word to sell old stuff. Because right now nobody knows. It's become more a philosophy way. So if you're gonna ask to everyone,
yeah. Well,
everyone will say a different answer to
yeah.
what does mean cloud native.
Mm-mm-mm.
I did the research last year. I went to almost 20, 25 books. I went to almost 100 articles about cloud native, and you're gonna lose. So everybody
Yeah.
relate cloud native with microservice. Sometimes just a buzzword to sell new stuffs. If
Yeah.
you create application that was born in the cloud, it's cloud native. So there's no a unique definition to cloud native.
Yes.
But to me, is when you take advantage of the cloud environments
Yeah.
through containers, orchestration, and automation.
Yeah. Okay, that's a great definition. And what I always tell now, cloud native, you have to be a good. Your application has to be a good citizen of the cloud. And what does it mean? If you're a cloud native, you provide health probe to your cluster.
Oh,
you are
yes.
able to tell your cluster, hey, I'm alive. Oh, hey, I'm ready. And these are small things, but that make your application a real cloud native application, because he knows he's in the cloud and he has to report some stuff to the cluster. Yeah. And I see a lot of discussion. That's great. I love when the
Yes.
chat discuss, so um, you deploy Java in Kubernetes,
Yes.
yeah, without any issues.
No, it's impossible to use Kubernetes and not have issues. It's impossible. That's why right now I usually hate presentation about Kubernetes in a success case. It's impossible to you go put Kubernetes in the first time if without any kind of mistake. Yes, we tried Kubernetes vanilla. It was a little bit hard to us, and then we decided to use implementation of Kubernetes such as OpenShift,
Yeah,
where it decreased the complexity a lot to us. So less
yeah,
nightmare, more abstractions, more layers where you are able to do more easily this kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
So yes, I did not like Kubernetes a pure one, a vanilla one, but as OpenShift, it was an amazing experience.
Okay. And about the application itself, we sometimes we say that Java can be a bit slow to start, can use a lot of memory, which is not totally wrong. Even
Yeah, it
if you,
depends, right?
yeah,
The trade-off is the right keyword to everything.
yeah,
Because I'm constant here in Europe, as I do any kind of service in Brazil as well, in North America. And every time that I had this discussion, is okay, it's so slow, but in each circumstance. So right now I consume more memory
yeah,
to do a faster startup and be ready faster. Uh, the best analogy that I have on my mind is a race between a motorcycle and a plane. If you pay attention in the race is about 1 kilometer,
yeah,
okay, the motor gonna won this race, right? However, it does not mean that you will cross the whole ocean with a motorcycle because it's able to run 1 kilometer race.
okay,
And right now, the developers with that idea in their mind, in this brilliant idea to just look in the startup moment, they will cross the whole ocean with a motorcycle and they did not pay attention in the plane because the startup. They did not pay attention in the whole environment, the whole details, the whole everything.
yeah. Okay. That's a great analogy. I like the motorcycle analogy. But that was also to ask you if you have play with tools like GraalVM to make your application, yeah, Java application faster and smaller for memory usage. Well, I'm speaking about Quarkus because Quarkus is awesome, but
Oh, Quarkus is amazing.
but have you played a bit with native stuff?
Yes, I did. It's a good one, especially to run with serverless.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yes,
that's a perfect
yes.
use case. Yeah, yeah,
To me, natives is has a perfect fit to serverless because if you have application that run to a long time, the JVM gonna beat
beat.
the native one.
Yeah, yeah,
Remember the motorcycle and the plane analogy.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
the first kilometer
yeah.
motor, and
Yeah,
then the ocean plane will be faster.
yeah, no, exactly. I explain that a lot to people when I explain Knative. You know, there's a serverless solution for
Kubernetes,
Kubernetes,
yes.
and I made some proof of concept where you can have some JVM pods running that are the JVM is already hot, so it performs really well. And if you have a lot of traffic, you need to scale up. You can spin off some native pods, and I got it almost working. But that is also a good use case. And as you said, pure serverless when you have to scale to zero and you get a request, you don't want your app to take 25 seconds to start up. You want it now.
Yes.
So I'm checking the chat because there's some questions. Maximilian, as I saw, let me put it here because he has I saw some discussion in communities about co-routines and structured concurrency model. Do you think that something like that could be coming to Java language specification? Do we have that?
Yes. I strongly believe in that. Usually, the discussions start in the community sometimes might become a framework and then a specification. That's a huge mistake that everybody thought about specification, right? Usually, specification must be behind because the idea of specification is to standardize the API. For example, we wait, see what everybody else is doing, join in the best worst in the perfect situation as possible, and then create a specification.
Yeah.
It's happened with Java SE, for example, with in the Java 8 with date in time API, where we looked in the JTime, Jota time, right?
Mm-mm.
And it happened with the Jakarta EE as well, where in the time we looked in the Spring and looked at what Spring was doing,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then try to do a better solution based on that.
yeah.
That's why right now Pivotal is part of Jakarta EE because there is no competition between Spring and Jakarta EE, especially because Spring Data JPA, guess what? Use JPA. Spring
JPA.
Boot,
Yeah.
it use Servlet.
Airblade.
So
Yeah, exactly.
so it's not a
Yeah, yeah.
competition.
It's,
Basically, it's a
yeah, yeah,
minimal requirement to run, like what Quark was doing exactly something with CDI like Quarkus DI, something like that
yeah, yeah,
in Spring. So it's a minimal where you're able to go in next step.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah,
It looks like okay. My keyboard gonna win my USB. No, no, come on. USB is a standard
yeah, yeah,
where you're able to use your keyboard. If without this standard, you're not able to use your keyboard USB.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I love you. You always come with great analogies. I love that. I love
Yes.
that. Yeah. That's true. We have another great question from Azif. Which OpenJDK build do you use? So he knows our
Right now,
actually.
OpenJDK a pure because I'm a member of the committee. I enjoy to to compile and build my one
Yeah.
on my local machine, but on production in Portugal that I have some clients, they're using J9.
Oh yeah, J9. Okay. Oh
Yes,
yeah. Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
Eclipse Foundation one, and so far so good.
Okay. Okay. No, great. And people can also mention in the chat if they want what they are using.
Yes, please let us know.
Oh, hey, and Sunny. Oh, and Sunny is also making analogies. So Quarkus is a plane that goes as fast as a motorcycle. Yes.
Yes, it's a jet. It's a Jetson one, right? I guess it's
Yeah.
Jetson.
Jet. A jet, a supersonic. It's a supersonic jet. Well, it's the.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
It was a supersonic joke as well. Congratulations. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, let me check the time. Yeah, we are coming to the end of this interview already because I want to play with the audience a bit, but you can stay
Okay.
because I'm going to deploy Quake 3. You know the game Quake 3?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Three
know.
threats left. Prepare to fight. Okay, and you can.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really good at doing, and you can deploy it on OpenShift. Okay, so let me try to do it. And people that know the show really well, they already saw that, but not exactly as I'm going to do it today because today I will deploy it. Let me share the screen. There we are. Oh, look, that's your. That was another page. Let me go here. So, this is my OpenShift console, okay? And by the way, let me just show you, I'm using the developer sandbox, and this is where you can get, let me put it in the chat. Toot, toot, toot. Yes. Oh, I have two screens now. It's so easy. Before I was doing the
Oh,
show with just one screen, and I was a bit blind. But here you can just subscribe, and you can get for 30 days, no credit card asked. You can have an instance of OpenShift. You have some limitation, of course, because there's no free lunch. But at least you can play, and after 30 days, you can just renew it. Okay. You can do great stuff like if you here on the developer view, you can directly point to a container image, okay, and it will be deployed for you. You could directly point to a Git repo, and OpenShift will clone it, build it for you, and deploy it.
whoa.
So there's a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, you will love this one, Otavio. You can drag and drop a jar file on the console, and it will build the project.
Oh, I love it.
Drag and drop, drag and drop. But you know what? Let's do some YAML.
No,
Yeah,
no, please
because
don't do it.
because there's a project. Let me call. Let me
My eyes, don't
this,
do that.
my
My
eyes.
eyes.
There's a project called Quake Cube, which is
Okay.
which is a project to deploy Cube to deploy Quake on Cube. Okay, and there's an example YAML file to do that easily. I just adapted a
Oh,
bit,
it
and I
has a
will.
clean name, right? So,
Yeah. And let me just do wow here. It's pretty simple. It's just a deployment and some services. And let me go back here. Let me import that. Okay, that should be good. Basically, it's some config. Look, I love in the config you have the maps that you can play. Where is that? Here. It's a config map. So the free for all map. Here you have all the maps. Can I increase a bit? Whoa. So you can set the bots. All the config of the Quake game is in a config map. Okay, I just hit create, and look at this. The Quake deployment has been created, the service Quake has been created, and the config map. If we go here to the topology, let me take a look here. The pod should... Come on. Why is the pod not running? View. Demo gods. Events. Kubernetes.
it is playing first.
Oh, I know what I did wrong. Bad copy paste.
Okay.
Let me do it again. Yeah,
So
I did it.
kids, don't do it
Yeah,
in production, okay?
yeah, do
So
that.
please.
Don't do that in production, kids. Um, let me see. Can I edit the deployment? Can I edit the YAML live? Yes, let me edit the YAML. That should be good. I think I did a bad copy paste just before the show. Yeah, look at this. There we go. And I think here, duck. Okay, I was pointing to the wrong container. There we go. And that should be better. He should... Yeah, I had to put the container. He was on Docker Hub on another registry because I was hitting the limit of Docker. Look, the pod is running, so my Quake server is running. Okay, cool.
Whoa.
Now I have a service, and now I just need to expose this service so I can share an URL with you, and we can all play the game. So here I just go to the admin view, and I go to networking, routes. I can create an OpenShift route. Oh, it's already there. Because I forgot to delete it before. Let me see if it works. Let me see if it works. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me share that with you. I put it there. You have access to the chat, or I can put it in the private chat as well. So, Sebi.
Yes.
But I'm playing with a trackpad. It's really hard to play with a trackpad. But and can I turn off the sound because it's really...
It's loading.
It's loading. Yeah. I have fiber, so it's really fast for me. Yeah. Oh. I lost my mouse.
Oh, that's my opportunity. Come on, load.
I'm trying to remove the sound. Okay. Not I have some issues to move.
Okay, let's go. Oops.
Does it work for you? Oh, there you are. Oh, okay. There are some people joining, but you play with a mouse, no?
Yes, I'm using the mouse.
I play with a trackpad.
Oh,
Oh, you felt you felt?
yeah, it's hurt a little bit.
I've taken the lead. Oh, you're tied for the lead. Oh, I've lost the lead.
Oh, come on.
Let me check the time. Hey, is Sun there? Sun, usually Sun. Whoa, mega fight. Oh. Hey, people. Oh, you cannot. Why can you not join us, Sun? I see it on the chat. Okay, I
Oh,
got.
it's on. You were exterminated.
Oh. Oh.
Oh. Come on.
Okay. Let me see if other
Oh.
people are joining. Yeah, there are other people joining. Maximilian, that's great. And remember, this is running on the sandbox, and you just have to deploy this YAML, and you can play Quake free with your friends. So for me, it's awesome.
Enjoy the show. Woohoo.
And I'm leading.
Come on. Let's check the code. Probably there's any kind of
What?
bug. Or maybe if Sebastien is a player.
Yeah. Let me see. 5-minute warning. I love that one. That's it. and Gabriel says, I left for 2 minutes and it became a game stream. Yeah, but it's a game running on Kubernetes.
Yes.
Oh!
Sorry, Sebastien. Whoa. Oh, second place.
That's
Second place.
dangerous.
Ah! I was almost there.
Oh no! I killed myself.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try the railgun a bit.
How can I change the weapon?
Impressive.
Ah, come on. Third place.
Ooh. Oh yeah, good one.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, Max.
Oh.
No hard
Oh,
feelings.
I missed it.
Ah.
Okay. Almost over, I think, because we had the 5-minute warning. Ooh.
Oh, come on. I should practice more.
Where is he? Oh. Oh, Azif is there.
Where
Oh no!
is
Ooh, it's a fight.
everybody? Come on! No!
Oh no, I'm tied for the lead. I've taken the lead. Okay.
I'm so young to die. Come on, Sebastien.
Oh
It's
no.
no fair. What kind of superpower do you have?
Just
Ah.
keeping an eye on the hour.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Oh, let's see. Ba-da-da-da. Karina, where are you? Come on, Sebastien.
Ooh.
Let's kill you quickly. Oh.
Come on. I'm tied for the lead again. I'm taking the lead.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no! I want to win.
Sorry, Gabi. Ah!
3 frags left. Oh, that's gonna be hard.
Where are you?
Oh. Oh, sudden death. The first people.
Oh, stop to jump. Make my life easier.
Yes, I won.
Ah, unfair.
Okay.
Totally unfair.
Let me close this. Let me. So, did you like that?
Oh, yes. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. So the URL is there. It will stay. The pod will go down later this night, but it will be there for 30 days. But anyone can do it. Okay, that was the idea. I think I put in the chat all the stuff that's where I needed for that. The YAML. I will put the YAML because my the YAML that I put there was not so good.
Oh, yes.
Anyways,
Please
we
add
have
a note. Each one is more hard. The YAML file or Quake 3?
Anyways, that was fun because a lot of people joined from the chat.
Immortality or YAML file?
I love it. Let me go back to this view. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Otavio. It was awesome. We had fun. You had great advices, great analogies. We had fun at the end. And thank you, everyone on the chat. A lot of interactions in the chat. and also the people who join the game from the chat. I love that. Okay, we
Yes.
will be back in 15 days, in 2 weeks. Next week it's Edson taking over for a tech talk. I don't know who his guest is yet, but I will be there the week after. Otavio, I really hope we will be able to meet soon, and for
In
real
person.
again. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And now you're
Hopefully.
not so far away, so yeah, that should be fun. Everyone, thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel, put the red thumb. I do like a real YouTuber, you see. And yeah, thank you. I end the stream now. Let me see. Where's the button? Yeah, there. Okay, bye.